everyone, my name is Uma and this is my submission for MLH's Hack Your Portfolio Hackathon. So my project is called the Army Project, and under this I created a language, yes, a literal language called Army++. So you can see that this is my GitHub repository where all the code is uploaded for you, and you can go through the entire documentation. It details everything, like quite literally everything, why I did this, why did I choose the keywords that I did, and also the official documentation. So you can run Army++ in two ways. Number one, you can either install all the code from my GitHub repository onto your local machine and run it in an IDE, just like here, or you can either go to this link right here. If you click on it, it will take you to a REPL where you can run this. So you can fork it, and once you fork it, this is how I believe your REPL will look like. So what you need to do is, I've already provided a bunch of example programs for you to run. So you can either run just the main.py script right here, and when you run it, it's gonna ask you for two things. Either you can run an example code or you can write your own code. Let's say you want to run an example, just click one, and these are all the available example codes. And let's say you want to run the debut stage one. There you go. That's the code that you can run. If you want, you can actually check out what the code looks like. So this is the entire code. Alright, so that's number one. Way number two of how you can run it is, as I said, download all of these files onto your local machine. It's going to look something like this. And let's say you want to try writing something like this. You know what? Let me show you how we can do that. So the way you do this is, you create a function call by saying annyeong. Oops, I spelled it wrong. Annyeong. And you give it the name main. So this is your main function, and this is where you're going to be running everything from. Also, I quickly apologize, I have not created this like Java. I actually created the language to represent C. So C is ancient, and I thought it would be easy to model after. That's one of the reasons why everything is modular. So you kind of have to run everything in the main function itself, and I apologize for that sincerely. So let's write a very simple script. Now, how do you declare variables is that you use the keyword idle, and then I'm gonna call it x equals, we're gonna assign it a number. So how you assign a number is by using the keyword shiny, and I'm assigning it a value of 10. Now you need to end this instruction. How do you end this instruction? You use the keyword kpop. So kpop is basically like the semicolon in C. Next, you can take user input. Army++ actually supports user input. So also the user input is only string at the moment. So I'm going to declare another variable called y, and the way you declare a string is by using the keyword gg, and you give it just an empty string and you end the instruction. So let's print a prompt for you. And how do you print something? You use the keyword sarang hai, which means I love you, and you need to tell that more often to people, so that's why I chose the keyword. So let's say, what is your name? Oops. And let's end this instruction with kpop. Now you need to take user input. How do you take user input? You use the keyword record. You record y, because that's the variable, right? And you end the instruction. So let's be nice and respectful to whoever enters our community and say hello. welcome, oops, to our community. Now you need to print what you just recorded. So for that we use the keyword playback. Why? And then you end the instruction. Simple. Now I want the next line, whatever is going to be printed next, to start from an entirely new line. And for that I'm going to print a delimiter \n that ensures that whatever is printed next will start printing from the next line. Now we created the number 10, right? Let's see if we can put that to use by creating a loop. So you create a very simple loop by using the keyword dance. Alright, and so x is what we're going to be using to control our loop. So we're going to say x. It's a bigger number and I'm going to be reducing it till 0. So you're going to have to tell the loop that okay, x should be greater than 0 for whatever instruction I'm going to tell you next. And the keyword for greater than is bb. Should be 0. So x should basically be greater than 0. Use the braces. Let's print something like, oops, this is loop number caper, because that instruction has to end x. So basically what this doing is that it's printing the value of x. Now we can run this program, it's well and cool, but x is 10 and x should be greater than 0. If we don't do any arithmetic operations to x, it's gonna stay 10 and this loop is gonna run endlessly. So that can't work for us, obvio. What we're going to do is we're going to reduce the value of x after these statements have been printed. How do we do that? Very simple. Idle x, because I mean, come on, x is the variable, so we've got to make it idle x equals x minus the number 1. So let me explain the statement right here. Idle x, we're basically declaring that the variable x will be reassigned a value of x minus the number 1. BP is the keyword for minus sign or the subtraction arithmetic operation. So what this is doing basically is x is first assigned a value of 10 and it's going to print these statements. After that, x will be reassigned a value of 9. And that's it. This entire loop is going to be printed till x reaches the value of 0. When x reaches 0, this condition right here that x should be greater than 0 fails and the loop doesn't run. Yay! We've just created our very first .kpop extension army++ language program. Let's run it. Very simple. Go to your main.py and just run it. So right here you can see it either asks us to run an example or write my own code. I did write an example code here, so I'm going to say 1 and you can see that there's trying.kpop right here and we're going to press 1. There you go, it's asking me for my name. What's my name? My name is Uma. You can see it says hello and welcome to our community, Uma, and this is loop number 10, 9, 8 and it runs till 1. So yes, that was Army++. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey. If you have any more features that you would like me to add, please let me know. Please go through the official documentation. This has everything you should know about the language, and trust me, it's a fun read. I did not craft the readme to be a very dense thing. It's filled with K-pop puns and K-pop memes. You can also find me on Discord, on Instagram. I am almost on all social media platforms. So there's a link to, well, not a link, but my Instagram username is mentioned in the README. If you have any more queries, any more doubts, any more suggestions for Army Plus Plus, please feel free to reach out to me. Thank you so much.